Page 103, follow me. Nacha Koda Majare Genji. Yena Wenyu Pare Ubawadeyo. Suki Nawa Kemi no Hondu. Savasata Bhavandu Suki Dada. Yekeji Bana Buddhati. Tasawatawara Wanawasisa. Digawa Yewa Manda. Majimara Saganu Katula. Data wa yewa adata. Yewa dure wasandi awe dure. Buddha wa sambhavesiwa. Sabasata bhavantu sukhidata. Recite together. Nacha Koda Majare Genji. Yena Vinyu Pare Ubawadeyo. Sugi no Akemi no Hondu. Savasata Bhavantu Sugi Dada. Yekeji Bana Buddhati. Tasawatawara Wanawasisa. Digawa Yewa Manda. Majimara Saganugatula. Data wa yewa adata. Dure wasandi awi dure. Buddha wa sambhavesiwa. Savasata bhavantu sukhidata. Again. Naja Gauda Majare Genji. Yena Vinyu Pare Ubawadeyo. Sugi no Akemi no Hondu. Savasata Bhavantu Sugidata. Yekeji Bana Buddhati. Tasawatawara Wanasa. Digawa Yewa Mahanda. Majimara Saganugatula. Data wa yewa data. Iwasandiya vidure. Buddha wa sambhavesiwa. Savasata bhavantu sukhidata. Translation, follow me. One should not commit the slightest wrongdoing for which he might be censured by the wise. May all beings be happy and safe. May they have happy heart, high spirit. Whatsoever living beings they are be, feeble or strong, long or big or medium, or short, small or fat, seen or unseen, those dwelling far or near, those who have been born, and those who are yet to be born, may all beings, without exception, be happy. Read together. One should not commit the slightest wrongdoing. May all beings be happy and safe. whatsoever living beings there be, unseen, those dwelling far or near, those who have been born, and those who are yet to be born, may all beings without exception be happy. So recite again, starting from the beginning, Yasanubhavato. Yasanubhavato yeka, Devada Sindhi Bisanam, Devanu Yojanda, Ratendi Wamatandita, Suga Suvati Sotoja, Baba Genjina Basati, Eva Madi Gunu Bedam, Paretan Dambanamahe, Karaniya Mata Gusalena, Yanda Sandambadam Pisameja, Sega Ujuja Sujujuja, Suajaja Samudu Anadimani, Tando Sagoja Subaroja, Abhagejoja Sanlogavodi, Sandendriyoja Nibegoja, Abhagavagulesana Geda, Najagodama Jarikinji, Yena Winyubare Bhavadeyo, Suginawa Kemina Hondu, Savasata Bhavondu Sugidata, Ejibana Buddhati, Dasawata Varawana Vasisa, Digavaye Vamahanda, Majimara Sega Nugatula, Dedavaye Va Adeta, Eva Dure Vasandiyawe, Buddha Vasambhawe Siva, Savasata Bhavontu Sukidata. There are 11 benefits by developing Mettā Bhavana. The number 8 benefit is Tuvata Samadhiyati. That means your mind quickly becomes stabilized and calm. To develop mindfulness, wishing other people happy is appropriate and easy because everybody is willing to gain happiness. We need happiness and peacefulness, and also you wish us to be happy and peaceful. So it is very appropriate. So the mind becomes tranquil within a short time. There is very good benefits. Practicing Mettā Bhavana, energize your mind, and practicing Vipassana. Another advantage is Mukha Vinna Vipasidati. The complexion of the face can become clear. It should be developed as may be considered appropriate. Of course, it is easier that we undoubtedly bring clear complexion of the face. Another benefit is asamongloka lankaroti. We will die at one day, and we have to confront with the death. For the practitioner of Mettā Bhavana, death takes place without bewilderment, without confusion. It is really important. When the person is approaching death, he or she is likely to die without being able to gain proper concentration and mindfulness because of very severe pain, ache, and tiredness which he or she has to suffer, or he or she is likely to pass away with a feeling of greed or anger or delusion. That is how death usually comes upon a person, with the mind perplexed, ridden by all kinds of entanglement. We have to prepare for that last moment. When death occurs to one in this manner, it is almost certain that he or she is destined for the four woeful states. However, in some cases, the person accumulated a lot of merits in his life, and when he is in a state of coma or semi-consciousness, the mind may impinge on or to stick object relating to meritorious deeds he had been accumulated, and the mind may impinge on nimitta, signs of destiny concerning good realms, that means devas or human beings. So in that case, that person can hope to reach Sukati, an existence where happy condition will prevail. And the last benefit is Uttari Abadi Vajanta. It says that if Rattapala, fruitions of araship, is not realized, outside the range of Mettā, if Rattapala, which is superior to Mettā Jhāna, cannot be achieved, Brahma realms will be reached. An ordinary worldling person can reach the abode of Brahma if he or she has achieved Mettā Jhāna. Sotapannas and Sakadagami may be reborn in the Brahma realms. Of course, an Anagami is likely to be reborn in the abode of Sotavasa, pure abode in the worlds of Brahma. If jhana is not attained, and if upachara samadhi, the exact concentration is achieved, he or she can reach the worlds of human beings and celestial beings, which are existent known as Sukati. The Ninjani, the Brahmin, have reached the Brahma world for having acquired virtue by developing Mettā Bhavana within about half an hour before his death. It is particularly worthy of note, so we have to emulate the Ninjani who practice Mettā Bhavana at the dying moment. Now we can develop Mettā Bhavana and Vipassana Bhavana in combination. Emphasis is Vipassana Bhavana, but also we practice Mettā Bhavana. We practice Mettā Bhavana. And meditators, after achieving jhana by developing Mettā, can reach the stage of Aratapala if he continue to contemplate Vipassana, depending on that Mettā jhana as a basic. After attaining Mettā jhana, based on that Mettā jhana, he practiced Vipassana Bhavana. Even if falling short of Aratapala, he can reach Anagami Megapala and become an Anagami. The way to contemplate is to first enter into Mettā jhana, and when this jhanic mind stops, it is to contemplate on the jhana. This method of plunging in jhana and then contemplating jhana in turn by developing samatha and vipassana in pairs is called Yuganada Vipassana. The method of meditating vipassana is the same as the method of contemplating and noting by the present meditating yogis. So we have no jhana. After having seen, we have to note seeing. After having heard, we have to know hearing. After having touched, we have to know touching. After having imagined, we have to know imagining. That's the case maybe. In the same way, after the occurrence of the jhanic mind, this jhanic mind we have to be contemplated and noted. The only difference is that a yogi who has attained jhana contemplates the jhanic mind, whereas we present yogi, not being endowed with the jhanic mind, we should contemplate and note the mind that is aware of what has been seen, heard, smelled, tasted, touched, and known. What shall be done now according to the method of Yuganada contemplation is to develop Mettā, radiating, may all beings be happy. Then contemplate with mindfulness on Mettā. In turn, developing Mettā along with the contemplations of Mettā mindfulness in pairs is the method. If so contemplated, the mind that is intended to radiate to particular persons while you are radiating, there is nama, and also you need to be aware of rupa. You can be aware of the material elements which chanting or which uttering, and the clear object is sound wave, the object of sound wave, and the mind consciousness which dwell in your heart while radiating, may all beings be happy. You capture these namarupa, the radiating mind, the sound wave, radiating body, vanishing instantaneously and continually, so long as you are noting. Such realization is the genuine vipassana insight knowledge, which know the characteristics of impermanence. It is stated as kayatena anicca, having vanished in a moment, it is impermanent. So we practice Mettā Bhavana in the early morning and also in evening or anytime we practice. Every time it is radiating as may all beings be happy, may all yogis be happy. You need to be aware of the mind that is put into this consciousness, and the mind that intends to radiate. Radiation come out from your intention to radiate, in desire to send metta to them. And you need to be aware. You need to capture the kinds of desire or intention, and the bodily behavior. A very clear object or sound wave which utters, you capture, they are vanishing immediately. So we have listened how to develop Mettā. Most of the preaching refer to the derivations of wholesome deeds by way of developing Mettā. From the point of view of Visuddhimagga, we have so far only covered the manner of reflecting the faults of anger and the advantages of patience. Now we will continue to listen how to develop Mettā. We may add a little more according to the preaching of the Buddha, relating to the manner of assuming a comfortable sitting postures. The Buddha said, Arinya Katawa, by going into or residing in the forest, Roka Mula Katawa, by approaching under the shade of the tree, or Sonya Katawa, by staying in a monastery, or a house, or a building, or the Dhamma hall, where there are no people, which stands in a solitary place, Nisi Tati, should sit down or should be seated. Obviously, Buddha, in his instruction, has given priority to practicing meditation in a forested area. Only when the person is unable to proceed to a forest, he or she is advised to take his seat and meditate at the foot of the tree in a quiet place. Then again, if it is impossible to do so, to practice meditation in the monastery or a house or a building uninhabited by people, it would be the best to select a secluded place where there is peace and tranquility. However, if there is any other person who wish to meditate in the same area, it would be better if that person is of the same sex. In any case, the best would be a secluded spot in a remote area where there is no other person except the meditators. Now in this Dhamma hall, everybody want to really practice, so it can be considered as a good place. The manner of sitting postures to be adopted, Buddha said, Panlinga Abhujitva, sit cross-legged, at the same time the instruction given is Ujjongaya Panidaya. The upper portion of the body above the waist should be kept straight. And if yogi sit down, loosely bending his back or twisting his body, the strength of his effort will be weakened. That is the reason why it is necessary to sit straight, keeping the body above the waist perfectly upright. After taking a sitting posture, as described, the instruction given to follow is Parimukhānsate Upatthapitva. That means fix your mind only on the object of meditation and to engage yourself in active meditation with fixed concentration without letting your mind go astray. In the present case of practicing Mettā Bhavana, your mind should be directed towards people for whom loving kindness should be directed, for whom loving kindness is intended to be developed. And it is essential to know and understand from the very beginning as to who are those. Mettā should not be radiated first, and who are those not worthy of receiving mettā. At the initial stage, who are the person towards whom mettā should not be developed? Mettā should not be developed at the beginning of the practice towards person who are unfriendly. Another person is the person who are dearest to you or your loved one. That is those who have close affinity with you through deep love. Another person is person who deserves neither love nor hatred. That is neutral person. Another person is person who are enemies. What are the reasons for not developing mettā at the beginning from such people is because it would be difficult to radiate mettā. It would be unsuitable to send your mettā to one whom you hate. It is rather hard to transmit your mettā first to your beloved one, like your children, brothers and sisters, for whom you have intense love and attachment. Neither will it be easy to develop mettā for people such as your own students, disciples. It is because a person for whom you have deep love and affection are found to have become a bit miserable or have suffered trouble or and misery, you would probably become highly depressed and you would probably become dejected. Next, it would be difficult to put a stranger or a neutral person who is unfamiliar with you in the role of your beloved person. Yes, indeed, it is almost impossible. to constantly radiate Mettā to a complete stranger. Leave aside emitting loving kindness to an enemy. As regards an enemy, the moment you remember him or her, feeling of anger will arise, recalling the past memories of his or her wrongdoings to you. So they are the four kinds of people for whom you should not develop Mettā at the initial stage of your bhavana. And who are the person upon whom Mettā should not be bestowed? Person towards whom Mettā should not be developed are the person not belonging to the same sex, Mettā should not be developed and transmitted in particular to person of different sex. Another person is person who are dead and gone. Mettā should not be developed towards such person. What are the reasons? The reason for this obsession is that between the two persons who are not of the same sex, say who are not of the two person, who of the two person, a male and female. If a male is particularly developing Mettā towards a female, or if a female is especially developing Mettā towards a male, Kamaraga, sensual desire, is likely to occur. In the long time past, a son of a minister asked his Matira, senior monk, Bhante, on whom should I bestow my loving kindness by developing Mettā? And the monk replied that you should develop your Mettā in respect of a person whom you love and adored. Thereupon the minister's son, being very fond of his wife, after taking precepts, after taking 8 precepts, on one day took his 8 precepts, and he took a seat on the sleeping couch in a closed bedroom at night time. Then he developed Mettā, radiating his loving kindness to his wife. Why does radiating Mettā to his wife? He became infatuated with strong sensual desire. So he made an attempt to go to his wife. Under the inspired influence of the sensual desire, he entirely forgot about the door, and in moving about wildly, losing control of himself, hit the wall many a time. He became so angry and blinded by his passion, he struck the wall repeatedly with his hand and kicked it. It seemed that This had happened not for a while, not for a few minutes. It has been stated in Visuddhimagga as throughout the whole night. That man was at war with war and fought against it. So Visuddhimagga has mentioned the sensual desire as being a coming into made by sensual desire itself, enticing under the guise of Mettā. As attachment of raga, sensual desire, has a tendency to take place with vigor, Mettā should not be developed in a manner distinct from others towards a person of different sex. However, radiating Mettā for the purpose of gaining parami, perfection, and wholesome deeds for about 4 times or 5 times, 6 times, 7 times, 10 times is agreeable. And also, if Mettā is developed towards a person who was dead and gone, Upasara Jhāna, access concentration, and Apana Jhāna, absorption concentration, cannot be achieved. Long time ago in the past, a young monk was said to be developing Mettā, dwelling his mind on his teachers. However, he was unable to reach the stage of Jhāna Samapatti, which he had once successfully practiced and attained properly. And he inquired about his failure to attain jhana, as advised by senior monk. He found out that his teacher had already passed away. Then he developed his mettā towards another person with his usual concentration. Only then he attained mettā jhana. So mettā should not be developed towards a person who had already passed away. So many yogis ask this question. So regarding our deceased person, we have to do share merits with them, not radiating Mettā Bhavana. And then who are the person towards whom Mettā should be developed first and foremost? In developing Mettā towards others, priority should be given to our own self. It is stated that first and foremost, Mettā should be developed towards our own self. May I be well, happy, and peaceful. May, may I be free from enmity and danger. May I be free from physical and mental suffering. may I take care of myself happily. In developing Mettā for our self-well-being, the intention, of course, is not to acquire merits, nor is it developed to gain concentration. It is meant to serve as an example by comparison that other beings also wish to be happy, like he or she himself or herself wish to be happy. Yogi may be developing Mettā as may I be happy for years and years, but there is no possibility of achieving Apana Samadhi. If the person is developing Mettā for his own well-being, expressing his own feeling, may I be happy, it would serve as an evidence, stand witness to the fact that other beings would also wish to be happy. They wish to live happily and they wish to be alive and they wish to be free from misery as he or she himself wish to be happy, wish to be alive, wish to be free from misery. That is the reason why instruction has been given to develop Mettā towards our own self and our own well-being initially when beginning with the practice. Visuddhimagga has said in this way. The Buddha has made an exposition by preaching a verse. Sabadisa anuparigama setatsa nivisaga piyatara atanakwasi. Evam piya buddhu atta parisam tasmana hinse paramata kamo varamata kamo. To all 10 regions or places with imagination going rounds and rounds in search of a person who deserves more love and affection than one's own self cannot be found. A person who deserves more love and affection than one's own self cannot be found. In the same way, other people also love their self the most. In as much as every being loves his or her own self the most, one who loves his own self, who cares most of his own welfare, will not cause another person suffer or misery. And one should develop Mettā without causing misery to other beings. So after developing Mettā towards one's own self, taking one from the outstanding example cited in this way, Mettā is to be developed towards either a teacher who is worthy of love and respect, or towards the grandfather, father, uncle, etc. Or in the case of females, towards the grandmother, mother, auntie, and so on. The manner of developing Mettā may be described as, may my teacher be well, happy, and peaceful. May my grandfather, father, and uncle be happy. May my grandmother, mother, and auntie be happy. They may be free from suffering and misery. In this way, Mettā should be developed about once in every 3 seconds. Mettā can be developed towards any other person deserving of affection and respect. If not towards your teacher, grandparents, mother, and father. Your mind should be bent upon the recipient of Mettā, loving kindness, whoever he or she may be, and then send this feeling of Mettā as may he or she be happy for 100 times, 1,000 times, and 100,000 times continuously. If your objective is for the achievement of Jhāna Samadhi, Mettā should be developed all throughout day and night without a break, excluding the time for sleep as an interval. While developing, your mind may wander. These wandering minds are akusala demerits known as nivarana, mental hindrances. The moment you become mindful of such imagination, these mental states should be rejected and then continue to go on developing your Mettā continuously. When your power of concentration becomes strong, such wandering mind will gradually lessen. If concentration is fully strengthened, the mind will stop to wander and remain fixed on the person to whom Mettā is transmitted. That is the realization of Upachara Samadhi, excess concentration or Nivahu concentration, which is free from Nivaranas. When this Upachara Samadhi becomes strong and keen, your mind will dwell fixedly on the recipient of Mettā, as if it is drifting and floating along the streams of sensation in the dream. However, the mind may stay on only for a moment in the first instance. When continuous development of mindfulness of Mettā is carried on, it may stay on the object for the durations of 1 minute, 2 minutes, and up to even 1 hour, and so. Then, when you absorb in mindfulness of Mettā, despite the environmental effects of object, your mind does not make short flights to the mind does not make short flights to these objects, but will remain firm, stable, and get implanted on the person who receive your Mettā, wishing him or her happiness. At that moment, rapturous feeling will also become conspicuous. Vitakka and Vichara, initial application and sustained application of what is going on with the band towards the recipient of Mettā will become strengthened and obvious. Your whole body will become light and comfortable, and this stabilized mind become tranquil without going astray. This tranquility of the mind, with particularly obvious manifestation of Vitakka, Vichara, Piti, Sukha, is of the attributes of the first jhana. All these qualities are called the first jhana. If such an achievement is obtained, it is the attainment of first jhana. It is the reason why Visuddhimagga has said that such a person can attain apana jhana even while developing Mettā. So the person first attain the first jhana. So in first jhana, there are 5 factors. Can you follow me? The first jhana, together with initial application, sustained application, rapture and happiness, and one-pointedness. The first jhana consciousness, together with initial application, sustained application, rapture, happiness, and one-pointedness. So we take up first, we take up the mental state is initial application of mind to the object. We take up direct the mind, it take your mind to the object. And Vichara is investigating or pondering upon. Vichara keeps your mind on that object. In actual occurrence, Vitakka and Vichara arise at the same time with this jhana consciousness. And piti, rapture or joy or happiness or pleasurable interest also arise. Sukha, happiness, it is somanasa vedana. Happiness is reborn of your detachment from sensual desire, because you practice again and again, thousands and thousands of times you practice, so happiness arises due to your detachment of your sensual desire. And ekagata, one-pointedness, having only one part or one portion or one object. So at the first jhana, Vitakka, Vichara, Piti, Sukha, Ekagata. These 5 factors need to be functioning properly in harmony, and your mind becomes firm and steady on that Mettā recipient. Then jhana may arise at that moment. So we will continue. In Mettā jhana there, you can obtain first jhana, second jhana, and third jhana by practicing Mettā Bhavana. So by practicing Vipassana meditation, by observing every phenomena occurring at the six senses, by noting, rising, falling, sitting, touching, stretching, bending, seeing, hearing, continuously and meticulously, by developing Mettā Bhavana together with Vipassana Bhavana, may all yogis be liberated from all suffering. May all meditators realize the real peace in the very near future.